Not your grandpa's energy industry.
LNG is liquefied natural gas. So basically what the plant is going to do is take natural gas from all over the northeast of BC to the liquefaction terminal in Kitimat, and it's essentially a giant fridge. So phase one of the project is 2 liquefaction trains, which basically cools the natural gas down so much it becomes a liquid form. And then from the liquefaction trains, we have an export terminal, and the LNG is piped into a ship, and the ships can deliver the LNG to markets all across the world. It is exciting to be a part of kind of a new market and a new opportunity to kind of reduce greenhouse gases as a whole globally. I know that's something we talk about a lot. We put a lot of work into reducing our carbon footprint and all of the environmental impacts of the plant as much as possible. It makes me feel good that my project and something that I'm working on is doing its very best to be the best. And I really think once the LNG industry picks up in Canada, it's important that we set the benchmark high. So I think the biggest thing is being flexible. I actually had never really considered oil and gas as a career because you never really think of it as a civil engineer. I know all my coworkers in school who were chemical engineers, they were interested in oil and gas, but I never really thought about it. But there are so many different types of jobs available in the oil and gas industry. And I say if it's something you're interested in, something you're passionate about and willing to learn, then definitely apply. It's something you might not get what you're interested or looking for at first, but if you're flexible and open and willing to learn, I think people really like seeing that, and that's kind of the most important aspect of being successful in the industry. First, we lived in a camp. That was interesting because it's the first time I've ever done anything like that. I've never been up to Fort Mac, so I'm not sure how it's different, but I've heard that the camp in Kitimat is a little bit different because you can walk into town. So when you're there, like even though you're in the camp, you feel a little bit more immersed in the community. You can kind of go to the shops and the restaurants after work and go for walks. Like I have more ownership of the project because of that. Just being able to feel involved with the community is awesome. Yeah, it's kind of funny because your room's so small. It was smaller than my university dorm room. It's just like a bed, TV, and a bathroom. And then go down to the camp kitchen, and your coworkers really become your family. It's so funny. I think I know more about my coworkers and what they like to eat for breakfast than I do my sister. Basically, our deal with the Department of Fisheries and Oceans is for every 1 square meter of salmon habitat we take, we have to construct 2 square meters. And we've been able to do that all on the plot plan, which has been really interesting. So for the first few years, all the work we were doing on site is building salmon habitat. So I know way more about salmon than I ever would have expected. It's been so interesting. So that's been an extra bonus learning for me. I remember the first time we saw salmon in the streams, and it was so exciting. It seems like a dirt and gravel patch for so long. And then when we finally saw coho salmon move into it, it was very validating. It's like my work is actually making a difference.
Not Your Grandpa's Energy Industry is funded in part by the Government of Canada's Sectoral Initiatives Program.